Hey guys, Vick here and welcome to another review. Today we are looking at the Innokin iSub Apex tank, but not just that, we're looking at the brand new Clapton BVC coil heads which come with this tank. Not come necessarily with it, but you can get for this tank. So we're looking at these two things in one in a beautiful little video. So this is the Innokin iSub Apex. Now this comes with the Coolfire 4 Plus if you're going to pick up that kit, but it is also available on its own. So it's a funny looking thing. You've got the window at the bottom there. It's a very difficult window to see juice in. We'll talk about that a bit more up top. The airflow is actually this here. It's got a prism technology situation going on, and it's got top fill through these two holes as well. So that is that. So what we'll do is we'll go down there. I'll show you the Clapton BVC coils and the tank, and we'll come back up top and we'll vape on it, talk on it just a touch. See you in a second. Okay guys, here we are up close with the iSub Apex tank and the Clapton coils, Clapton BVC coils. Then you can see here they are 0.5 coils. So I'll just get one of these out to show you. If I don't chuck it on the floor. Okay, so these are the coils. You've got the mesh on top, and you can see it's now a vertical coil. Very cool that Innokin are now doing vertical coils and vertical Clapton coils. Nice big juice wicking holes here. And it looks a lot like that. So that is that. Put that away. Okay, so this is the iSub Apex that these coil heads are designed to go in. You got your drip tip at the top, little like plasticky black thing at the top, and then you have got your juice flow control. Your top filling here, top filling like that. Like that going on there. You've got your airflow hole there. It turns like that. Quite special. It's got this sort of prism thing going on, and if you screw this down here, this is where you can literally just pull that head out. There's no sort of mechanism there. It's just held on by this. The one thing I do want to show you with this iSub Apex is the window. This window for the juice. Now there is some juice in there, but it's incredibly difficult to see through these windows and see the juice. I just can't fathom it out at all. So yeah, that's like one frustration with this. Really, I cannot see the juice at all. So that's. I can never really tell when it needs filling or not, so that's one thing to bear in mind. We'll go back up top. Okay, so that was the Innokin Apex tank and Clapton heads down low. Few things to talk about. First of all, the Clapton heads. Now, I didn't think I would like the Clapton heads. I was ready to slag those off. Now, Clapton coils that I built myself, I've not been a massive fan of. I find them quite spitty. I don't like the ramp up. It just seems overkill for me in the way I vape. Now, I could say the same about nickel coils that I build myself. I'm not a fan of wrapping my own nickel coils, yet some of the sub-ohm clearomizers with nickel coils I don't mind too much. And I'm guessing maybe I'm in the same boat with Claptons, because these Clapton heads from Innokin I really like. They're really good. They do need a lot of power. You need 5 volts into these. They're 0.5 ohm, and I'm sticking 5 volts into them to get that power that they need vaping. But apart from that, they're actually very good. The flavour's very good, and I think it's a big improvement on the Apex tank that they are actually wrapped vertically. I think that really helps the airflow in these coils. A lot of the iSub coils are actually horizontal coils, and I think this is an improvement. So I do rate these coil heads. I have to give these coil heads a thumbs up. Yeah, I've been impressed with them, but because I'm using them at 5 volts at 0.5, sticking quite a bit of power in them, I don't actually have it on the Coolfire 4 Plus, because that's a single cell and stuff, and I just feel like if I'm going to use these Clapton heads with it, I think a dual series mod is more appropriate, really. So that's why I've got it on here. The tank itself does some things very well and some things that slightly annoy me. Firstly, I really like the way you put the heads in. The unscrewing the bottom cap and pushing and pulling the heads out. I think that's really clever, really good. That's a big thumbs up. The top fill works flawlessly. Super easy to stick juice down there. You don't need to get a syringe or anything. You can just chuck your juice straight down there and it works really well. No leaking or flooding or anything like that. Another great aspect is the flavour. I think the flavour on these iSub Apex tanks is as good as any flavour you'll get from any sub-ohm clearomizer, and I think that's been true from day one. I think the original iSub clearomizers, you know, the ones that had like a big blue dome or a big pink dome or yellow dome on, those ones had really good flavour as well. So the flavour in the iSub tanks across the board, I think is very good. Has my camera slipped down? You shouldn't be able to see. You can see, look, you can see Wonder Woman up there. It's not supposed to be able to see her. Let's see if we can fix it. A little better, a little better. Sorry about that, you're not supposed to be able to see Wonder Woman. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, so the flavour is superb. The cloudage with these Claptons, I think there are cloudier sub-ohm clearomizers for sure. And the airflow isn't humongous anyway, so it's not like this is necessarily designed for massive clouds. There are other clearomizers out there for that, the Crown and the Heracles and all those. So clouds are fine, but the flavour is excellent. And the airflow is quite nice, and the prism thing, whatever that actually is, does work nicely and does add to the flavour. The annoyances of this tank for me are I cannot tell how much juice is in here. These windows, for whatever reason, just not windowy enough. I just can't tell how much juice is in there. So I'm constantly going like this, constantly trying to figure out how much juice is in this tank. I find that very frustrating, very, very frustrating. Along similar lines, the looks of it. The looks, I'm not completely in bed with the looks. I think it looks weird. I've got to say, I think it looks weird. Like, this bit protrudes a bit more than that bit. The drip tip's sort of stuck on top, and the drip tip sticks out more than that bit. With that drip tip bit that's necessary, this bit actually becomes really long. So the actual whole drip tip thing's really long, and it's sort of just a weird, like, staged big solid steel thing. So looks wise, I'm not completely enamoured with it, if I'm honest. But flavour is awesome, top fill is awesome, and I really like these Clapton heads. So pros and cons, you know, pros and cons of this clearomizer. But if you're looking for a clearomizer that's super mega easy to use and has great flavour, then look no further than the iSub Apex tank. I've been Vick, and I'll see you again really soon for the review of the Coolfire 4 Plus, of course. So stay tuned for that. I've been Vick, and I'll see you again soon.